Is there any questions? As far as the production possibility frontier is concerned. Yes, normally. Yes, normally. Are there any questions there? Can you hear me? Hello? And one of you confirm if you can hear me. And one of you confirm if you can hear me. Hello? Please, I'm asking again. Can one of you confirm if you can hear me?
I can hear you, sir.
Okay, good. So, as I'm asking, is there any production possibility frontier and opportunity costs in the gradients? Is there any questions there? Okay. Now, so you see, this graph here, um, as we saw last week, um, opportunity cost is not a constant. Rather, it increases along the production possibility frontier. So, there are some factors that will can make you move to the right of the production possibility frontier. Now, when you are moving to the right, um, it means that it's an efficient market, and most of the time it's unobtainable. And when we are moving to the left around here, we call it not. That means that the company is not being as efficient as it should be. So, if we can go here, there are some factors that can make you move outward or your what do you call it? It makes um, your production more efficient. That is when you have advances in technology, changes in resource, and more education or training, and changes in labor force. So this morning, I would like us to look at um, one past paper because I should assume that all of you have read the notes, unless you have any questions there. I should assume that all of you have read the book. So, are there any questions so far as the Unit 4 is concerned or on what you have read? Are there any questions there? So far as Unit 4 is concerned or what you have read, are there any questions? Okay. Okay, in the absence of questions, then let's look at what some of the papers say. So the first one says that the concept of opportunity cost is based on the principle of Which one is likely to be the answer? Is it A, B, C, or D? You can type the answer. If you can't speak, you can just type it. Is it A, B, C, or D? Yes, I'm waiting. You can type the answer if you can write. Is it A, B, C, or D? The concept of opportunity cost is based on the principle of what? Yes. You're going to answer me. Concept of opportunity cost is based on principle. Is it A, B, C, or D? Okay, the answer is C, scarcity of resources. That's when there's a need for opportunity cost. Scarcity of resources. Then the second one says this. Okay, we are referring to this diagram figure 4.2 below. And the question says this. Um, it says that Macroland is currently operating at point A. The best explanation for this is, if you can see, when he or she is, the company is operating at A, then the company is being inefficient. So it says that Macroland is currently operating at point A. The best explanation for this is that you can answer this one. Who can help us with this one? Yes, no Monday. Yes, no Monday. I'm waiting for you. What is the best explanation for that? Yes, no Monday. Mhm. It's inefficiency. Have you seen that? I mean that the company's resources is being used inefficiently. And because at that point they are operating inefficiently, and they are operating um, inefficiently. So it means that um, um, I mean that they are not using the resources efficiently. They are operating at inefficiently. Any questions there? Any questions there? Okay. The shape of macroland of production possibility from shows what? Is it an increasing opportunity? Um, Good. Karabu, you see that when you look at here, if you look at um, here on the curve, that is when the resources um, opportunity cost here on this curve, it is brought about because of opportunity cost. You see that? So already the resources are already scarce. So you must give away some capital goods in order to produce some consumer goods. Listen. But when you are shifting outwards of the curve, that means that you are now improving your company. Listen that. And you are operating more efficiently. Like for instance, I showed you something here. I showed you something on no here. Let me just come here. Um, minute. Um, I showed you something here. I want to show you again on the in the chapters before we continue. Um, I'll just show you something. Please, please. Good. Ah. So you find out that once you are moving outwards of the cliff, then it means that you are now your company is becoming more efficient. Everything that means that you are using the resources more efficiently. That is why your company is growing. So if you are moving outside the curve, outward of the curve, or to the right, it means that your company is growing. And what can lead growth? Some of the factors are when you have advances in technology, when you change your resources, you are using more advanced resources. If you train your staff or you educate your staff more, and also you change your labor force and employ more qualified labor force. That is what makes you company grow or make the company move outwards on the curve. Now, you find out that now if you are moving to the left inward to the curve, it means that you are not using the resources available to you efficiently. Listen, it means that you are not using the so if you are inside the cave, even though you have the resources, but you are not using it efficiently. That's why you are progressing, moving downwards of the cave. But right on the curve, already we know it is as a result of scarce resources. Have you seen that? So now we are in this context, we are talking about when you are moving to the right of the curve or to the left of the curve. So you move to the right of the curve if you are using your resources more efficiently, and you move to the left of the curve if you are not using your resources efficiently. Does my explanation make sense to you, Karabo? Does my explanation make sense to you, Karabo? Okay. Then let's go on. Please, any questions again? Any questions again? Okay, no. So in the absence of no questions, let's go on. The next one says this that the shape of macro land production possibility frontier shows so that this show increasing opportunity cost, constant opportunity cost, decreasing opportunity cost, random opportunity cost. What does it show? Please, you can just type the answer. Just type me the answer. Or you can say it. Can that type me the answer or you can say it? Okay, good. As I said, opportunity cost normally is a curve, have you seen? So once you see that it's a curve, that means that you are moving outwards. Have you seen? You are moving outwards. So it is and once you see that it's a curve bending outward like that means that it's an increasing opportunity cost. It happens at an increasing opportunity cost. Okay, good. Now let's go to the next one. Now we have figure 2.2. Now, you see the point B represents a situation of full employment but production efficiency, less than full employment but production efficiency. Both resources, both full resources, resource employment and production efficiently, less than full employment and production efficiency. So, which one do you think is the answer? Um, he said it's C. Both full resources, both full resource employment and production. Please put up your mic. So at point D, it means once you are on the curve, it simply means that you are using your resources efficiently. Everything. So obviously, it's going to end point. Have you seen that? Once you are on the productive probability frontier, it shows that you are using your resources efficiently. So obviously, it's going to be C. Any questions there? Now, the next one is that refer to the information in 2.5 below to answer the questions as follows. The economy is currently at point A. The opportunity cost of having moving from point A to point B is that. What will be the opportunity cost? Is that D? Yes, because you need to give must be forgone because when you move from 120 to 90, you give off 80 LCD televisions. Then you are going to gain 20 additional plasma televisions. Can we all see that? Any questions there? Okay, good. Now the next one says that for this economy to move from point B to point C so that additional 20 plasma televisions will be produced. For this economy to move from point B to point C so that 20 additional plasma televisions to be produced. Production of television will have to be reduced by um, obviously it will be more than 30 because why should it be more than 30? Because remember we said that opportunity cost increases. Have you seen that? So increases along the production possibility frontier. So if um, from point B to from point A um, from point A to point B, the opportunity cost was 30 LCD televisions. Then from the theory, you must know that from point B to point C, the opportunity cost is going to increase. Can we see that? Please, any questions? Please, any questions there? Okay, now the next one says that which of the following goods will you expect to have the largest income elasticity of the um before that, please, before we do this question, what is um elasticity? When we say elasticity, you can just type for me what is it? We have remember that we have two kinds of elasticity. We have price elasticity and we have income elasticity. So who can explain to me what is price elasticity and what is income elasticity? Who can explain to me? Who can explain to me? Who can explain to me? Okay, then let's answer the question. Which of the following goods would you expect um, to have the largest income elasticity of demand? This year, you don't only tell me the answer, but you also tell me why. You don't only the question answer, but you also answer the question, but you also tell me why. You don't only answer the question, but you also tell me why. You can help us here. Okay, no, I think we must go and look at um, elasticity before we will come here. We must look at elasticity. So we are going to go back to the notes on elasticity. So let's go to share, slope, share. Okay, I'm loading the rules on price and income elasticity before we come to the question. A minute, please. Okay. Um Now we say an item is elastic if it is sensitive to price. That means that the slightest change in the price will affect the demand of that particular product. Obviously, and the good is inelastic, where um, no matter the price, no matter the price of the item, people will still buy it. So elasticity. So when you look at the curve, elasticity, when a good is elastic, it will look like this. If here is price, and here is quantity. It will be something like this. The slightest change in price, it will be something like this. If the price changes a little bit, the demand is going to fall sharply. Then this is elastic, price elastic. Then it's an inelastic where you can increase the price by whatever you want, but the demand is not going to fall very sharply. Listen. So can all of you give me an example of an elastic product that you know? Any product that when you increase the price, the demand will fall sharply. And any of you give me an example of that? You can type it. Mm, a car, okay. Um, so let us say if you're talking about the food, you have got luxury food like, for instance, KFC. Obviously, KFC, McDonald's, and the likes. You can do without those things. You can just go and eat your rice or your maize meal. Obviously. So once they decide to increase the price of such items, you're not going to buy it. Obviously. Those are what we call elastic goods. That once we change the price a little bit, it will affect the demand. Obviously. But there are some certain things which are inelastic goods. Inelastic. Inelastic. No matter how you increase the price, people will not do without it. They can still buy it. A very good example, nobody said car. Example is petrol. Because petrol is needed to move across and it's needed for people to move around. Obviously. So no matter how you increase the price, people are going to still buy it. An example is maybe maize meal. Those of you who are at home, maize meal, rice, and bread. You need such basic items to survive. So no matter how the price is increased, people will still buy. Everything. So is the definition clear on what we mean by elastic good and inelastic good? The explanation clear. Please, can you confirm for me whether the explanation of elastic and inelastic good is clear? Very good of example of an inelastic good is also electricity. You need
Yes,
electricity
it's
to
clear.
warm our. It's clear too. Oh, good, good, good. Okay. Now, calculate elasticity. We use this formula: change in quantity over change in price. So here, if you say calculate, and here we talk about the percentage change. Remember that we know percentage. We have done percentage change from unit one. Have you seen that? This is the change over the original times 100% times 100. Have you seen that? So here, if you say calculate the price elasticity of demand, when the price changes from $9 to $10, now change percentage change in quantity, percentage change in quantity is going to be the change. So from it says that from 9 to 10, the change in quantity from 10 is going to be 40 or maybe minus 40 is a percentage decrease over the original, which is 150 times 100. Then the change in price, change in P, the change in P is going to be 1 over an original, which is 9 times 100. So you find two answers and divide the percentage change in quantity over the percentage change in price. This is the calculation of price elasticity clear. So we can see calculation from here. We can see the calculation from here. The quantity, the change in demand is negative. Change in the price is positive. You see, so percentage change in quantity or percentage change in price will be negative 0,267 over 0, which will give us 2,4. But please, we have to know that no matter the sign for price elasticity, we always take the positive or the absolute value, obviously, or whether it's negative or positive, we always take the positive. So here the price elasticity um, of um, of demand, if the price changes from 9 to 10, is 2,4. 2,4. Is any questions on the calculation of price elasticity? Okay. Um, let's go back. Um, when we talk about price elasticity, we simply mean that some products are very sensitive to the change in price. Have you seen that? And some products are not sensitive to the change in price. So we are saying that goods. Okay, Karabu, we are still on price elasticity of demand. We have not come to income elasticity. We have not even talked about income elasticity. We are still on price elasticity of demand. We have not talked about income elasticity. So let us first try and understand the price elasticity. Then from there we will go to the income elasticity. So, but here, so now here, I'm simply talking about um, an elastic product and an inelastic product. So we are saying that an elastic product is a product that is very sensitive to price, in the sense that once you change the price, it have a dramatic effect on demand. For instance, if you are at school and you go to the canteen and they tell you that a plate of food is costing 100 rand, obviously that day people are not going to buy it. Have you seen that? So they know very well that if they can increase the price dramatically, it will affect the demand. But there are also some products where no matter the price, people will still buy. And that's what we call an inelastic product. Obviously. An example, as I gave, is petrol. Obviously, petrol, or in your homes, maize meal, rice, chicken. You need those things as a basic food commodity at home to survive. So with that one, no matter the price, people will still buy it. And that's what we call an inelastic. But um, there are so many products, you see. Now, some goods are more elastic than the other, and some goods are also more inelastic than everything. For instance, maybe KFC and let's say petrol and maize may not have the same elasticity. Petrol will have a very high elasticity because that one you need it to move. But maybe if you increase the price for maize, you can decide to go and buy rice or to buy bread. Everything. So we should be able to measure how elastic a product is. Everything. So that brings about this formula. Everything, which is the calculation of the price elasticity for land. And here we say the price elasticity for demand is the change in quantity, percentage change in quantity, not just the change, percentage change in quantity over the percentage change in price. Now, and from unit one, we learn on how to calculate percentage change. Now, percentage change in quantity, I would say percentage change in Q. It says that from here we are changing from 9 to 10. So from when the price was increased from $9 to $10, demand dropped from 150 to 110. So um, that is going to be a change of um, negative 40, because it is the new minus the old, negative 40. Have you seen? Then divided by the original, which is 150 times 100. Then percentage change in price. Percentage change in price. The price changed from $1 to call it to $10. So the new minus the old will be 1 over 9, which is the original, times 100. So after calculating this, the price elasticity of demand, which I will say will simply be the percentage change in quantity over the percentage change in price. Does it make sense to you? So the calculation was done here. The calculation was done here. So here was the percentage change in quantity. Here was the percentage change in price. They didn't bring the 100 because the 100 will cancel out. Have you seen that? So elasticity will be the percentage change in quantity over the percentage change in price. But when even you can have negative, elasticity is we always take the absolute value or the positive value. Have you seen? So that's why we have negative 2,4005, and the answer is any questions? Any questions? Okay. So when your graph is like this, you have to know that you are having an elastic product in the sense that the smallest increase in the price will cause a big change in the demand. Have you seen that? See, so when they say how do we interpret price elasticity? The higher the price elasticity, the more sensitive consumers are to price changes. A very high price elasticity suggests that when the price of the product goes up, consumers will buy a great deal less of it. And when the price of a product goes down, consumers will buy more. Have you seen? So we have to know that it works in the opposite direction. If you increase the price a little bit, there will be a sharp drop in demand. Then if you reduce the price also a little bit, there will be a sharp increase in what? Demand. So normally when price elasticity is greater than one, we see it to be to have a very high price elasticity. When it is less than one, we see it to have a very low, that is less than, we're only talking about positive values here, not negative values. So even when you have a negative value, you must find the absolute value and convert to a positive value. So when it is more than one, that means that the product is a very high elastic product in the sense that the smallest change in price will cause a sharp decrease in um, the demand of when you increase the price, there will be a sharp decrease in demand, and in the same way, when you reduce the price, there will be a sharp increase in the demand of that product. Good. So, any questions so far? Okay. So, um, an inelastic product also looks like this. That is, um, yes, normally I don't understand what you are trying to say. Can you repeat the question again? Can you repeat the question again? For less than one, for what? Less than one for what? I said when the product has got an income elasticity of number greater than one, that means that it is highly elastic. Now, if it is less than one, then it is not highly. It's although it's elastic, it's not highly elastic. So I also don't understand your less than one. Can you elaborate further? What do you mean by less than one? Can you explain to me what you mean by what you mean by your less than one? Oh, elasticity. Saying that some goods we measure elasticity exactly, and some goods are more elastic than the other. Have you seen? So I'm saying that if the price elasticity is more than one, then it means that the product is highly elastic. Doesn't mean. Then if the price elasticity is less than one, then it means that it is not um, highly elastic, even though it is elastic, but it's not highly elastic because elasticity is also measured. That's what I'm saying. Okay, good. So this product is, and when a good is inelastic, now the curve comes like this. That means that if you can change the price, it doesn't really affect the demand so much. Meaning if you can change the price by a very huge margin, it doesn't really affect demand so much. Listen that. So you see that if the quantity changes by an equal proportion to the price, then the value of the coefficient, okay, so we shall get there. You see, so you see that here when it's less than one, have you seen? It means that when you change the price, have you seen? Doesn't affect the demand so much. So that's when your price you find out that your price elasticity is always less than one. Then one will ask, when is my price elasticity one? That is when the change in price changes in equal proportion to the change in demand. Have you seen? We are talking about three things here. When your price elasticity is greater than one, it means that the slightest change in price will cause a big change in what? The demand. And when the price elasticity is less than one, it means that even if you can increase the price so much, the demand it is a little bit, not so much. Have you seen? And when the price elasticity of demand is equal to one, it means that the price changes and the demand changes in equal proportions. Does that mean? Does it make sense to you? Is any questions? Please, any questions? Okay, good. So that is the basics about um, price elasticity. So you can please the rest you can read about it. Then the next thing I would like to talk about is um, income elasticity. As um, Carabo was asking. Now, um, for income elasticity. Now, for that one, what happens is that um, it is also given by change and percentage change in quantity. Percentage change in quantity over percentage change in price. Now, see that if you have there are some things that we call luxury goods, luxury goods. And there are some things that we call um, how do you call it? Inferior goods. Inferior goods. Inferior. So you find out that if you have you have a lot of money in your pocket, maybe you prefer to go to McDonald's or KFC than to go to the kiosk somewhere where they sell chicken. It's of where they sell chips, which will obviously be inferior. Everything. So you find out that if you calculate the income elasticity of demand, the income elasticity, then your answer is a positive answer. Have you seen? If you get a positive answer, then it means that that product is a luxury good. Have you seen that? A luxury good is only good that is purchased when people have money. But if you don't have money, you will look for the cheaper one, which is the inferior one. So if you calculate the income elasticity of demand and you are having a negative answer, then it means that your product and that product that you are looking at is an inferior good. It's an inferior product. So that is the difference between price elasticity and income elasticity. That is income elasticity. Um, you tend to look at inferior products, and when you have money, a lot of money in your pocket, when there is money in your pocket, the quantity of those items, the demand of those um, luxury items goes up. Then if there is less money and people stop buying inferior products, and when there is less money in your pocket, people will now decide to go and buy inferior products, and so that means that the quantity of inferior products will go up, and the quantity of luxury products will go down if there is less money in your pocket. So that is the explanation for income elasticity. Unless there are any questions. Unless there are any questions. Okay, then let's go on. Okay, so let us go back to the questions. Let's look at the questions. Now, which of the following goods will you expect to have the largest income elasticity of demand? So if you are having a very big income elasticity of demand, then that means that the product must be a luxury good. Have you seen that? So which of them? Yes, it will be stereo. Have you seen that? It's going to be stereo because that one is what is a luxury good here. Now it says that if coffee and tea are substitutes, that means that you can always substitute one for the other. So it means that when the price of um, that means that coffee and tea is going to have a very high price elasticity in the sense that if you increase the price for coffee, I can drink tea. Have you seen that? That means that if you increase the price for coffee, the demand for coffee is going to go down because people can opt for tea. Have you seen that? And in the same way, if you can increase the price for tea, people can opt for coffee. That's what I mean. So the question here is that um, if coffee and tea are substitutes, how do you know of for certain about cross price elasticity of demand for coffee with respect to tea? Yeah. Why one? Okay. I think we must go and look at what we mean by cross price elasticity. Chapter 4 is very huge, so if you have not read it, it will be difficult for you to answer the question because you must read and understand them before um, you can answer the questions. So I would like to, I mean, a minute, please. I would like to see the page where we have a minute, please. A minute. Um, so we are going to go to page what? Page 51. We're going to go to page 51. Um, Let me just look for the minute. Okay, please let us read from page 49. Let us read from page 49. It says that factors affecting demand elasticity. There are three main factors that influence demand of a price elasticity. This is probably one, availability of substitutes. It says that this is probably the most important factor influencing the elasticity of goods and services. In general, the more substitutes, the more elastic the demand will be. And that's the example I gave you for coffee and tea. Coffee and tea is a very elastic product in the sense that you can always get a substitute. Obviously, so if you can increase the price for coffee, I can just go and 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 drink tea. Obviously, so it's the simple effect is that once you increase the price, they will sharply affect the demand. Obviously, so the product highly is elastic product. So that, for example, if the price of coffee, cup of coffee, went up by $0.25, consumers could replace their morning caffeine with a cup of tea. This means that coffee is an elastic good because the raise in price will cause a large decrease in the demand as consumers start buying more tea instead of coffee. Okay, let's continue to read. So, say, however, if the price for caffeine were to go up as a whole, we will probably see a little change in the consumption of coffee or tea because there are few substitutes for caffeine. Have you seen? So, in effect, if a product has got a substitute, and it means that it is a highly elastic product, meaning that the slightest increase in price will cause a big change in the demand of that product. Now, the most people are not willing to give up their morning cup of caffeine, no matter the price. So, but here, when you come to caffeine, there is no substitute for caffeine. Have you seen? So, in effect, once caffeine does not have a substitute, it makes caffeine a very low elastic product, or in effect, an inelastic product, in the sense that no matter the price, people are still going to buy it because it has got not got substitutes. A very good example too of an inelastic product is petrol. Petrol has not got any substitute, so you cannot substitute anything for petrol. So no matter the price, people are still going to buy petrol. So let's continue to read. So we will say that therefore the caffeine is an inelastic product because of its lack of substitute. As far a product within an industry is elastic due to availability of substitute, industry itself tends to be inelastic. Okay. Usually goods such as diamonds are inelastic because they have um, they have few substitutes. Please, any questions there with substitute products? With the first factor that affects price elasticity, that is substitute product. Any questions there? Okay, let me see what you are saying here. Okay, good. Let's go on. Now, another factor that can affect price elasticity is income available to spend. Like we also talked about income elasticity. Obviously, this factor affects demand elasticity, refers to the total a person can spend on a particular good or service. That's if the price of a can of Coke goes up from $0.5 to $1 and the income stays the same, the income that's available to spend on Coke is $2 is now enough for only 2 rather than 4 cans. In other words, the consumer is forced to reduce his or her demand for coke. As if there is an increase in the price and no change in the amount of income spent on the good, there will be a reaction. So obviously, if you have an income increases, the more you have income, the more a good becoming elastic. But once the income stays the same and you increase the price, it will affect the demand. So obviously the product will become an elastic product. Good. The last one is time. And how does time affect price elasticity? He said that the third influential factor is time. If the price of cigarette goes up by $2 per pack, a smoker with very few available substitutes will most likely continue to buy his or her daily cigarette. This means that tobacco is an inelastic product because the change in price will not significantly influence the quantity demanded, just like alcohol. However, if that smoker finds that he or she cannot afford to spend extra $2 per day and begins to kick the habit over a period of time, the price elasticity of cigarettes of the consumer becomes elastic in the long run. So I hope you should understand that. Um, if you increase the price of, let's say, cigarette or alcohol, which is largely an inelastic product, because no matter how you increase the price, people will still buy it. But with time, if people cannot afford it, they will become used to it. Have you seen? And they will become used to it and they will stop buying it. And then that product, which was inelastic, will now change to become an elastic product. So here are examples of elastic demand: Pepsi, chocolate, and inelastic demand like home heating oil, water, heart medication. Medicine like this is a highly inelastic product because you need it to survive. So no matter the price, you are still going to buy it. Now it said that if the cross elasticity of demand between peanut butter and milk is negative 1,11, then there are then peanut butter and milk then are peanut butter and milk substitutes or complements. Now peanut butter and milk are complements because of the negative cross elasticity of demand. It means that as the price of milk goes up, the demand for peanut butter goes down. Obviously, as once one goes up and the other goes down, this will indicate that when the price of milk goes up, this will indicate that when the price of milk goes up, we buy less milk and we buy less peanut butter. So we must buy this together. So it means that these goods are complement. Peanut butter and milk are complements. Why are they complements? Because one, the cost elasticity is once it is negative. Once it is negative, then it means that peanut butter so here you say peanut butter and milk are complements because of the cross price elasticity of demand. It means that if the price of milk goes up, the price of peanut butter goes down. Does it make sense to you? Okay. Please, any questions? So, when it is negative, it means that once you increase the price for one, it affects the demand for both. Have you seen that? And if they are substitutes, once you increase the price for one, the demand for one will go up, the demand for the other substitute will go up. This means that it has got a price elasticity. Okay, good. So if we understand that, let's go to our question. So our question, now. Okay. So our question says that if coffee and tea are substitutes, how do we know for certain about the cross price elasticity of demand for coffee with respect to the demand for tea? Can you tell me the answer now? Can you tell me the answer now? Yes, Karabo, can you tell me the answer? Mundi, can you tell me the answer now? I think the answer will be C. Because if the price for one goes up, the demand for the other will also go up. Have you seen that? If they are substitutes. Then if they are complements, if the price for one goes up, the demand for other goes down. So they will have a negative cross elasticity. But if the price for one goes up and the demand for the other one also goes up, then they will be substitutes and they will have a positive cross price elasticity of demand. Is there any questions? Please, any questions? Any questions? Okay, good. Let's go on. So assuming cars and gasoline are complements. So once they are complements, it means that if the price for one goes up, the demand for the other will go down. Have you seen that? So that's why it said if the price of gasoline goes up, which of the following will happen to the market for cars? The equilibrium price for cars will increase. The equilibrium quantity for cars will decrease. The curve for cars will shift to the left. The supply curve for cars will shift to the right. The demand curve for cars will shift to the right. None of the above. Which one do you think will be the answer? Please, somebody should tell me the answer. Let me check what you are saying. A minute. A minute, please. Good. B. Have you seen that? Because they are complementary products. So if the price for one goes up, the demand for the other will go down. Have you seen? And it has a negative cross elasticity. And when they are substitutes, if the price for one goes up, the demand for the other will also go up. It has got a positive price elasticity. Okay, so if in the absence of no questions, let's go to the next one. It says that if the demand increase in the market, if demand increases in a market, then if supply is upward sloping, this will lead to a higher equilibrium price and output, a lower equilibrium price and higher output, a lower equilibrium price and output, a higher equilibrium price and lower output. Which one do you think is the answer? If the demand increase in a market, then if demand increases in a market, then if supply is upwards sloping, this will lead to obviously once demand increases, law of supply and demand, once demand increases, the price will go up because it will be a lot of money chasing fewer things. The supplier too will have the opportunity to also expand. So there will be an increase in price and an increase in output. So the answer is A. The answer is A. Oh. So please, to be able to answer these questions, you must go and read on the last part of the book on how the curve is shifting. Have you seen that? Factors that can cause a curve to demand curve to shift to the left or the right. And you must also read on the what do you call it? Um, uh, a minute. Let me just wait. Because if you don't read the book, there's no way you can be able to answer the questions. You will think that you can answer them, but you end up getting them all wrong. So I would like to show you where you must read. So you can go and read and be able to answer the remaining of the questions. You must be able to read. A minute. I want to just show you. Let me check that out. Show you. Mm, We don't have much time. So please try and read before you try and attempt the test. If you have any questions, you can always draw my attention. You can always draw my attention. A minute. So please, you must read from page 60. A minute. You must read on determinants of demands and determinants of supply. That is factors that can shift the demand curve the left or right, and factors that can shape the supply curve from the left or the right, the left or the right. You must read on all that, and also um, you should be able to see how you can get the new equilibrium price or the new equilibrium price and quantity, and also how to calculate the what do you call it? How to calculate the deadweight loss and how it affects the quantity, the price and quantity. We don't have enough time, so you should be able to go and read on all this before you attempt the test. Otherwise, you cannot be able to answer the questions. Exactly. Exactly. Okay. So please go and read on them. I will stay online. So if you have any questions, you can just send me a message and I'll quickly explain it to you. Exactly. Because you must read yourself and understand, otherwise, you are going to write the wrong answers. So just read and understand. And if you have any questions, please draw my attention so that I can explain it. If you go and attempt the test without reading, you are going to get the answers wrong. Exactly. Exactly. Okay, thank you very much. So um let's bring the class one to afford the chance to read from page 60 upwards. Have you seen that? Where they cost about determinants of demand and supply and all those things, and the dead weight loss and all those things. Have you seen that? You need to read on them. If you don't understand anything, please draw my attention. I will quickly explain it to you before you attempt the test. Okay, so please let's bring the class to a halt for now. But I will still stay online to answer your questions. Okay. Okay, thank you very much. So I will be expecting your questions. I will be expecting your questions. Thank you.